Hey guys, we are here at New York Comic Con with Jeph Loeb, the guy all things Marvel TV. He has a very special mic operator today, though. We should just show for a second. This guy multitasks in a big way.
It is. This was part of this was the deal. If I was going to appear, that Ian had to be my mic.
Your mic operator. Right.
My boom man.
So, Jeph, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we are a few weeks into the show. We're coming off a big episode. Good work, Ian. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian.
We're a few weeks in. This past week was a big deal for the show. We had Graviton, or the
we had Franklin Hall.
Franklin Hall.
And then we had something called Gravitanium.
Yeah.
So if you mix Franklin Hall with Gravitanium, what might you get?
I don't know.
We'll see. What we got was, if you stay to the very end,
yes,
because that's the thing to do when you're watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., is you need to stay to the very end, because after the show ends, there's still more.
There's still more in the Marvel manner.
And so what we saw, spoiler alert,
yes,
we saw this thing, and then you can do it. We'll do it together.
Okay, reached out,
and then it
came back.
So, yeah.
Well, you have an excellent actor there with Mr. Ian Hart.
Ian Hart, those of you that are Harry Potter fans know him.
Yes, know him well for that. Might we be revisiting that at some point in the not too distant future? It would be great.
Wouldn't that be great? That would be great.
It would be great. Is it fun for you with the show that after the first couple of weeks, the sort of threat of the week wasn't directly from Marvel, that you can kind of surprise the audience at a point like that and be like, this one will be.
Look, we've said from the very beginning that the show is going to take on different kinds of episodes. I mean, we very much see ourselves as sort of Mission Impossible meets X-Files. And one of the things that was really delightful and done so well on X-Files was that, sometimes there was mythology episodes, sometimes there was a lighter episode, sometimes there was things that were very scary and alien and that kind of thing. And so, we try to think of, this one is going to be about gifted, and this one is going to be about tech, and this one will be alien, and this one could just be a straight-ahead espionage story. One of the things that I'm so proud of the show, and in particular what Joss and Jed Whedon and Mercer Tancheron and Jeffrey Bell do so well, is that, along with our incredible writing staff, is that you don't know from week to week what kind of an episode you're going to get or who we're going to focus on. We have such a strong ensemble cast, as you were just talking to Ian and Elizabeth. On so many shows, the lead character in a procedural will go down into the basement and have a conversation with the Geek Squad and say, here's a bullet, tell me who the killer is,
right,
and then leave, and then sometime later he'll come back and there'll be a scene with them again. But you don't ever go there on their own. Those characters don't live outside of that world. And what we've tried to do on the show is to make sure that every single one of our characters has a life, has a story, has a secret, has a connection with the other characters. And, that's one of the things that's very important to the writers on the show is that each character has to motivate story. Because if they're not doing that, if all they're doing is being reactive, then that's when you have to start figuring out how to make changes along the way. And really from the beginning, when we first sat down and started talking about the characters, each one of them had multi episode arcs that we could just look at and say, okay, this is where we're going to get to, and hopefully we'll be there, and hopefully we'll have enough episodes. And we just found out this week,
full season.
The good news, which is that we got a full season. And so, I really do appreciate ABC doing that, because particularly in this day and age where there are so many choices that you can make on television, and to give yourself that kind of commitment to a show, and then suddenly find out it's gone. You never get to see how it's resolved. You never get to see any of those things. And so, we're here to say we'll be here all year. We're going to tell a huge storyline that goes through the whole year, and that's just going to be great fun.
Agent Coulson, beloved Agent Coulson, his line about Tahiti went from being funny to a little creepy when he repeated it a few too many times.
Either that or it's just really bad writing. We just couldn't come up with another line. Let's just keep calling it a magical place.
He has some muscle memory issues.
You've been watching the show.
I have been watching the show.
We like when people pick up breadcrumbs along the way.
So, will that be one of those things that will play out through the entire first season as far as, those finding out?
Let's put it this way. He is not on an island that you have to wait 6 years in order to figure it out. Okay. We hope to have that success.
Yes.
But there will be one of the things that's great about the show is that you might get an answer, but that answer may then take you into another mystery. So, obviously Coulson's story is a very important one. It is something that we're focused on, and we are very carefully telling that story in a way that we hope will be rewarding. Keep in mind that, we went into this thinking we only had 13. So the good news is that, there'll be lots of good stuff right up front. And then some really interesting twists. So
we got Maria Hill in the first episode. We got Nick Fury in the second episode.
Nick Fury came in and told us to fix our plane.
He did. And we've heard that Titus Welliver is returning for the Agent 47 short.
Yes,
Agent 47.
Agent Blake will be joining us. And what we didn't know was that Titus and Clark go way back. And they came on set and had this complete geek fest. And it was just it literally was like two guys that we pulled off the convention floor arguing about, which was better, Iron Fist when he was by himself or when he teamed up with Power Man. It was we were like, guys, we have to go back and shoot a scene now. And they were like, hang on a second, we're just having an important conversation here.
Right.
So he's wonderful, and knew him from Lost, and now he's come in and done stuff for us.
I know you have to keep your secrets on this show.
We do.
Anything you can tease about storylines to come, villains to come?
Just everything that you're looking for. It's one of those things, and I can tell you that having the Marvel Universe to play with is something that's terrific. But then also creating new stuff that you've never seen before, and there'll be things that people see. It began in the pilot where people saw Mike Peterson, and they said, that's Luke Cage, and it's not Luke Cage, but Mike's character is someone that really resonated with people, and so that's the fun of the show is being able to both bring in someone like Blake or Maria Hill or Nick Fury, but then also to build out from where we're going. And in the stories that are coming down the road, Ian and Elizabeth were just talking about this. The show just gets better, and that's one of the things that I think is a testament to the really good writing.